I'm excited to introduce Dan Brule to our breathwork session tonight for bliss work. Dan, over to you.
Thank you. Well, let's jump right into it. You know, I've been teaching breath work going on 50 plus years, and I've had the amazing honor and privilege to work with over 250,000 people. The next country I visit will make 70 countries that I've taught in. And so what I'd like to do tonight is I want to see if I can condense what is the essence? There are three pillars, three cornerstones to mastering our breath, to getting everything that we can from the spirit of breath, right? So we're going to turn this into a meditation and an exercise where we will apply these three principles, what I call a formula for transformation. And the first is awareness. It's the consciousness factor. And the message is wake up. You know, there are points in the breathing you haven't observed, and those points are like a doorway, a key to a new reality, a new consciousness, but they're very subtle. So the first thing we're going to begin to practice is awareness. And in our case, in this practice, we want to talk about awareness of the feelings and sensations in our body as we begin to breathe, right? This isn't a thinking process, it's a feeling process. So awareness is the first ingredient. The second really vital ingredient is relaxation. We have to be able to soften and open so that we can be penetrated by the spirit of breath. We have to be able to relax and let go so that the breath can carry away with it whatever doesn't belong to us, whatever we have outgrown, whatever we don't need, whatever isn't ours, right? So awareness is the first key. Relaxation is the second key. It's the release factor. And the message is let go, learn to let go. And we're going to be practicing mastering the skill of letting go with every single breath. And we're going to be deepening and refining our consciousness, our awareness with every single breath. So it's an all-on, very Zen-like practice in being total with each breath. And that brings us to the third ingredient in the formula, which is it's the breathing. It's the energy factor. And we want to take charge. So what I'd like you to do is begin to become aware of your breath right now. And if you close your eyes and begin to notice your breath, notice your breath at the tip of your nose, coming and going, and see if you can tune into the sensations right there at the tip of your nose. You might turn up your breath, make it bigger, make it faster, make it more obvious so that you can light up those feelings and sensations, make them easier to notice and observe. So you're breathing consciously in and out through your nose, and you're trying to tune into the details of the sensations at the very tip of your nose. And you might notice that the air is a little cooler going in and a little warmer going out. What other sensations can you notice that are different from the inhale and the exhale? You're gathering your attention, you're refining your attention, you're focusing your attention on the subtle sensations of the air as it passes in and out the tip of your nose. And then take your attention deeper into your nasal passages, maybe in as far as where the bridge of your nose is, and sense the breath from those nasal passages that are deeper into your nose. And bring your attention to your sinuses and your skull and sense the breath from that area, from that touch point. The next touch point is in your throat. You can sense the breath as it passes through your throat. Maybe you hear a very subtle internal sound, but there are sensations of the wind, of the breath as it passes down and up through your throat. Now try to be conscious of the breath from all of those 4 touch points: tip of the nose, deeper into the nasal passages, the area of your sinuses and your skull, and your throat. And you might even create a little loop of breath: tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, sinuses and skull, throat, and then back around: tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, skull and sinuses, and throat. And get a little wheel of breath turning there. And tune into the subtle sensations of the air. And next, pick up the breath up under your collarbones and your upper chest in the form of subtle movement. And feel that upper part of your chest under your collarbones alive and flexible and supple, so that the breath can move in the upper ribs up under your collarbones. And then tune into the breath in your lower ribs and your chest, and even feel the expansion side to side in your lower ribs as you breathe. Pick up the sense of breathing as the movement in your lower chest and the side to side expansion. You can even put your hands over your lower ribs on each side. As you breathe in and out, you can let your hands ride that movement of the breath low in your chest. And you want to get the breath down into the belly and feel some movement and some aliveness in your belly with each breath. And even get the breath all the way down to the floor of your pelvis. So you're aware of the breath from the lower belly to the lower ribs, to the upper ribs in your chest, to your throat, to your skull and sinuses, to your nasal passage and the tip of your nose. And turn up your breath enough to wake up these feelings and sensations and sounds and movements to make it easier to focus on them. And you might even be total of your entire body, as if the breath goes beyond the lungs and it goes to every cell of your body. And so your whole body seems to expand and relax with each breath, as if every single cell in your body is a lung and it expands and relaxes with each breath. So you're getting you're tuning into your breath from your whole body, with your whole body. And then we want to begin to engage the exhale for relaxation. We want to begin to use the exhale to trigger a release, a letting go. And what we do is we use the sigh of relief. It's an inhale that's twice as big as normal. And that extra stretch and that extra expansion is what produces what we experience as a sigh of relief. So I want you to give yourself a couple of those big sighs of relief right now. Take your time on the inhale and feel the sensations at all those touch points of the breath, and feel your whole body expanding as you inhale. Take your time and track the beautiful sensations of expansion. You want the breath to be 2 or 3 times bigger than your average breath, so it produces a beautiful release on the exhale. And you let the exhale go, let it go with a sigh. And when you let the exhale go, let your jaw go. Let your jaw drop open. Let your neck go. Let your shoulders go. If you're able to, lean back in your chair so you can give your weight to gravity. Or you can even lay down and give your whole body away to gravity so you can relax completely every muscle. And I want you to start to use your sighs of relief right now, one after another, pulling in, taking your time on the inhale, opening and expanding. Feel the sensations of the breath at all those touch points. Bring your inhale beyond the normal inhale, twice as big and even 3 times as big, so you get this extra stretch, this expansion, and you snap the exhale loose. You dump the exhale out. You let the exhale go. And in the same moment you let the breath go, you have to let a muscle go, let a joint go, let a group of muscles and joints go. So at the same time you're releasing the breath, you're releasing your muscles and joints. And in that moment, they open up And anything that's trapped in the nervous system, any trauma or memories stored in the cells, stored in the body, in that moment of letting go, they can come up out of hiding in the cracks and crevices of your being. And in that moment, you're releasing the breath, and the breath will carry away that tension that is that's released when you open and soften and snap your exhale loose. So you're using a sigh of relief very consciously. And then exaggerate the letting go. Let go of the breath, let go of muscles, let go of joints, let go of thoughts that are going around in your head, let go of whatever problems that you had before this call and whatever's waiting for you when we're done with this meditation. Just let it all be out there, sitting out on the edge, waiting. And you're focusing on the feeling of each breath and the deliberate letting go of each exhale. And no matter how relaxed you are, you can always relax more. So you want to, it's not a matter of being relaxed or not relaxed. There are levels of relaxation. There are dimensions of relaxation. How quickly can you relax? How totally can you relax? How deeply can you relax? And with every exhale, be aiming to relax again and relax more, each time as if it's the first time. So every breath is a wave of energy being invited, and exhale is the letting go. Let go of a thought, let go of feeling, let go of a point of view, let go of the past, let go of who you think you are, let go of your limitations, let go of your conditioning, let go of any grievances, any beliefs that don't serve you. But start with the letting go physically combined with the letting go of the breath. That's a key to this practice. Release the breath, and in the same moment you release the breath, relax your muscles, relax your jaw, relax your joints. And then begin to invite more energy with the inhale. I want you to imagine you're going to begin to run up a hill, because we want to start to use our breath to generate energy. The breath is going to generate energy. The energy is going to trigger feelings and sensations and reactions in your system. And your game is to just be aware of those sensations and don't react to them. Stay focused on your breathing. Be aware of whatever feelings and sensations and emotions and thoughts come up, but don't focus on them. Focus on each breath, giving each breath again and again, each time as if it's the first time. A long inhale, pulling in. You might even shape your lips like a straw, an ooh shape. And you pull in a long inhale through ooh-shaped lips, like you're charging yourself, inviting energy, claiming your power, claiming life with the inhale. Put passion into your inhale, put enthusiasm into your inhale. Let the universe know you mean it when you are inviting light, inviting life, pulling in energy, claiming your creative and healing powers. Yeah? Focus like that with the inhale and express that passion and that enthusiasm with the inhale. And then with the exhale, just get out of the way completely and let go. Don't blow, don't push, don't do the exhale. Simply snap it loose and let it go. And as soon as the air stops coming out, go into the next inhale. Take another long inhale, 2 or 3 times the size of your average breath, and then an exaggerated sigh of relief. I want you to start to connect these breaths, one after another. So it's like a wheel of breaths turning, a wheel turning. It's a circular rhythm. There's no pauses or gaps between the breaths. There's no hesitation between the inhale and when you let go, the inhale just turns right into the exhale. And then the exhale merges with the next inhale. And now we have this connected circular breathing pattern. Active inhale, passive exhale. Consciously pulling in, deliberately letting go. And come into a rhythm. Choose your own rhythm. Imagine you're running up a hill If you were running up a hill, your body would need a lot of energy. And so you wouldn't have to think about breathing. The body will turn on the breath, and the breath will start to come in more powerfully and quicker. I want you to breathe as if you're running up a hill. But see, when you're running up a hill, all that energy from the powerful breathing is feeding the muscles. Here, you are remaining completely relaxed, and you're relaxing again and again and again with each exhale as if it's the first time. And so your body says, I don't need all this energy, and it's going to want to stop. But you have to remind your body is not the only part of you. And since you insist on pulling in more energy with each inhale, the body doesn't need that energy. The muscles don't need it because you're relaxing. That energy has to go somewhere. It has to do something, and it will do healing. It will do cleansing. It will do awakening. It will do releasing. And so pulling in, letting go right away. Pulling in, and you can let go of the ah shape. Ah is the sound of letting go. Inhale, like you're sucking through a straw. You can make a noise that sounds like you're charging yourself. You're pulling in energy. And then the exhale is an ah shape. It's a big opening so you can release and relax quickly. I hope you're sticking with this, one breath after the next, breathing in a steady rhythm. And then gradually, what I'd like you to do is change the quality of the inhale. So it's not so much that you're pulling the breath in. What you are doing is you're opening and expanding yourself. And if you open and expand yourself, the breath will pour into you. So think in terms of expanding side to side, front to back, and top to bottom. Keep all your breathing passages open. And just imagine expanding yourself. And notice how the breath pours in. So there's this beautiful dance of pulling on the breath, and the breath comes in. And as the breath comes in, it's trying to open you, it's stretching you, it's expanding you. And so you want to relax around that incoming breath so it doesn't meet any resistance. You want to be a good dance partner for the breath. And since the breath is a perfect dance partner, whatever space you create in yourself, the breath of life will fill that space. It'll bring light, it'll bring wisdom, it'll bring insights, it'll bring healing energy, creative energy. You're opening and expanding, and you are inviting energy. You are relaxing and letting go, and you're releasing any limitations, any negative beliefs, any old rigid points of view, any positions or perspectives that don't serve you anymore. And I want you to focus on your heart now when you're breathing, and even put your hands over your heart. And practice those sighs of relief, one after another, one connected to the next, again and again without stopping. In a beautiful rhythm. The rhythm can be fast and full and wild and powerful. It can be slow and full and sublime. It can be a big wheel that turns slowly or a little wheel that turns quickly. You can breathe like a happy dog. Little playful breaths. Pick any rhythm you like. Fast and full, slow and full, fast and shallow, very intense, very subtle. And you can adjust the rhythm as you should be feeling tingling. You should be feeling vibrations by now. If you've been breathing steadily, you should be feeling some electricity, some streaming, some percolating, some buzzing. And then what you do is you move into a breathing rhythm that is about pure pleasure. What's the perfect speed? What's the perfect volume? What's the perfect intensity? It has to be alive enough that you're breathing real energy. Anybody can breathe air, but can you breathe the prana, the chi, the ki, the life force that's in the breath? We do that with great awareness and intention, with heartfelt intention. And don't forget to relax and release on every single exhale. And no matter what you feel, and no matter what you think, and no matter what happens, keep your breath moving. Keep the energy flowing. until it does the work that it's here to do. Maybe you'll reach a certain peak and you'll have some emotional release. You want to make a noise, a sound, or shake or move or do something to express and reflect the energy that's been building up in your system with your breath. Make some noise, do some wiggling, do some shaking. And whatever feeling wants to come, let it come. Your body knows what it needs. Whatever emotion arises, allow it to arise. All your feelings are safe. It's safe to feel all your feelings. Your feelings can't hurt you. Be open to your own feelings, your own energy. You're in a dance with life as you pull in and let go, pull in and let go. You're penetrated by life. You're pulling it in. And make this a tantric, cosmic breathing practice. Invite all of the universe, all of existence into you with the inhale, and then pour all of yourself out into existence. Don't hold anything back. Make every breath cosmic. Make every breath tantric. Life is making love to you. You are making love to life. With every breath, there is this intercoursing of energy and life force. Get into that dance and be enthusiastic and be passionate with your breath. Let the universe know you mean it. What is your highest spiritual aspiration? What is your heart's grandest desire? Put the power of the breath into that. Hold in consciousness your highest thought and feed the energy of breath into it. Get your breath moving in a powerful, beautiful rhythm, and then impregnate it with this high consciousness. It's a prayer. Every breath is a prayer. Experience every breath as a blessing. Every breath is a blessing to the world from you, and every breath is a blessing from God to you. Every breath is a blessing from you to the world, and every breath is a blessing from God to you. And if your breath was going to be a prayer, what would the prayer be? What is the affirmation? What is the quality of the energy you want to generate? What kind of energy do you want to fill yourself with? What kind of energy do you want to send out into the world? Give that energy a name, a quality, a phrase, an affirmation. Put your hands over your heart and breathe that energy. You're the first recipient of it. Breathe that energy into every cell of your body and then send that energy out with your exhale. Put passion into your breathing. Put enthusiasm into each breath. A powerful, heartfelt intention powered by the breath. We can transform ourselves and we can change the world. So now just let your breath come and go by itself and just be and just feel. Can you feel the aliveness in your body? Can you feel a stillness and a clarity? See if you can fall into a silence. Give yourself a long inhale, a big sigh of relief, and rest at the bottom of the exhale in this space of silence and stillness. And stay open and relaxed. And when you feel the impulse to breathe in, don't take a breath, receive the breath. And then open and expand. Give yourself another sigh of relief and ride that exhale down into a beautiful place of silence and stillness and pure being. And what are you grateful for? Who are you grateful for? You know, gratitude is one of the highest frequency emotions that we can generate. Illnesses, diseases, negativity cannot survive a field of bright gratitude. It's like oil and water. Illnesses, diseases, problems, suffering, they cannot coexist in the same time and space as consciously generated gratitude. So think of all the reasons you have to feel grateful, that you can breathe, that you can feel, that you're here, that you're alive, that there are people who love you. Or you can generate gratitude for no reason at all. Just like a flower that likes to release a fragrance, the joy is in the releasing of the gratitude. And you know, that flower doesn't care whether a saint or a sinner takes in its beautiful fragrance. Love should be like that, like the fragrance of a flower. So this is breath work. This is how we can incorporate and engage the power of our breath into actualizing spiritual principles, giving form to them. Whenever consciousness and energy comes together, something is created. So what you hold in consciousness while you breathe, be careful, because whatever you're holding in consciousness while you breathe, the mind gets its creative power from the breath. And so at some point, we cannot afford a negative thought. So guard your thoughts while you breathe. Choose the highest spiritual thoughts you can conjure up. Generate the most beautiful energies that you can. And let's together take part in the uplifting of the planet and the compensating for all of the crazy, ignorant stuff that's happening on the planet. We need to be contributing something to keep that balance and even tip the scales. Yeah. So this is breath work. I hope you get the principles: awareness, the consciousness factor, and the message is wake up. Wake up to who we are. Wake up to our responsibility to contribute to create inner peace and promote world peace. Remember to relax on every exhale, because your relaxation wants to go deeper and deeper and deeper and become more and more total. Keep adding. Relaxation, the release factor, learn to let go. Awareness, the consciousness factor, learn to wake up. And breathing, the energy factor, take charge. Most people's breathing is like the pilot light in an oven. It'll keep you alive, but you can't cook anything with it. So let's cook up some miracles, will you? Okay, Rena, let's give a few minutes for people to just sort of come back and